Welcome everybody to 90 Day Fiancé Fridays on a Sunday to talk about the latest Sunday night episode with George and Gina should be here in a few minutes. And we have a full packed house of our super supporters, our Patreon supporters.
Our Patreon supporters. Well, what's up, everybody? It's actually a special day. It's Easter Sunday.
Yeah, happy.
Happy Easter. Depending on your religion, right? Everybody celebrates Easter, though, right? Like, I don't want to sound ignorant, but I think everyone does to some extent, right?
Well, everyone loves the like Easter candy. Yeah.
Yeah. Even if you're not like into the religious stuff, there's like the bunny aspect. So everybody had Easter today. So I hope you guys had an amazing Easter Sunday. And I had like a scare today. So like my daughter, it's funny because right before it was time for dinner, because I was cooking, she was like, "Oh, my friend wants me to go, and we're gonna go hang out for like an hour." And usually I'm strict, and I was like, I should be nice. It's the holiday. So they go out, and then they text me like 45 minutes later that they got into a car accident.
Mm.
And I'm like, what? So I'm freaking out. It wasn't even that bad. There wasn't even any damage or whatever, but I had like a weird scare today. So I was just really glad that it wasn't that bad. But it's funny because I usually say no. Because I was like, nah, the food will be ready in like an hour and a half, and there's no reason why you should leave. But I was like, no, I'll be nice today. I'll be like a fun dad. And then look what it got me.
Yeah, you told me earlier. Yeah, and I didn't even. Well, first of all, I didn't even know you had a daughter, but I'm glad she's okay.
Funny, I swear to God, I've talked about her on here before. I swore. I mean, I did keep kitties like separate from stuff because there's weirdos online and stuff that like, well, if they don't like you, they'll like fuck with your kids and stuff. But like, I'm pretty sure I've talked about my daughter before. She's the youngest. She's my only daughter in the whole world. But yeah,
Well, I'm
I
glad
think
okay.
I think Gina knew because when Gina was talking earlier, she's like, I knew about her, and I'm like, yeah, of course, of course.
Mhm.
Oh,
True.
and if anybody's wondering, Coco Vegas is at WrestleMania.
Your big shot Coco is at WrestleMania.
Yeah, and
While we're here, like carrying the reins.
yeah, we're here like peasants, and because she said, guys, I'm at WrestleMania. I won't, and I was like, do you mean you're watching WrestleMania? Because WrestleMania is extremely expensive, and she's like, no, I'm at WrestleMania. So I was like, oh, I don't have it like that. So yeah.
Yeah, we're here carrying the 90 Day Fiance Fridays torch while she's just enjoying herself.
Yeah. Yeah. So tomorrow she's gonna have to do a little more work. She's gotta like lead the show tomorrow since she took the night off. So she's gonna have to do the bulk of the work tomorrow.
Well, let me ask you this. Like, so on Fridays, a lot of times. Well, let me ask you. Well, this doesn't have to be a Coco specific question. So let me phrase it in a certain way that's not Coco specific. But so you tell me what do you prefer? Do you like it during the show where somebody, one of our co-hosts, like has to pop out where they just like pop out and like kind of leave unannounced, or do you like it where they make a big like announcement like, hey, sorry, I have to run.
Oh, okay. So here's my thing. Sometimes if the conversation is flowing,
Hmm.
it's kind of distracting when someone like interrupts it to say they're gonna disappear for a while. So
Yeah.
like, you know how some people say like if it's you're not in the airport, you don't have to announce your arrival or your departure. So I was like, sometimes it's okay, but I know it gets confusing because every now and then we'll ask someone a question and then they're not there because they didn't announce their departure. So, but I sometimes I feel like it interrupts the flow of the
It, I,
conversation.
I feel like it. I feel like when you're trying to do like a live show and you have live listeners, when somebody's making like a announcement like, "Hey guys, I have to go. I have something. I have to go do this," and then, but you're still trying to keep people entertained, and you don't want the people at home like, "Oh well, if she has to leave. No, I should probably leave too." You want everyone to like still be there. So I feel like that part I don't. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, we're a team. Like I look at us as I hate to use the Howard Stern reference, but I feel like every part of our team is intricate and we all work together. Like we're an engine, and we have to have every single part there. So when we're missing people, I do feel like we're not running correctly. If that makes sense. Like I feel like so when somebody dips out or leaves or can't be here, it does affect the show.
No, but I feel like it's better if you have to leave. I feel like it's better to just leave without making an and like maybe text us, but don't make.
Yeah, text the group chat or like type it in the chat or whatever. Yeah, I think Only reason is because sometimes we're like having a really good conversation and it's flowing really well, and then when someone cuts you off and you have to stop, sometimes you can't get back into that conversation, that rhythm of that conversation. So every now and then it's like, damn, like because we'll be like, what were we talking about again? And then we'll miss that rhythm that we were in.
No, it kind of sucks the air out of the room where they're like, "Hey guys, I have to go to whatever, blah blah blah," and then you're like, "Okay, good, thank you, talk to you later." But now let me, can I get back to my show that I still have to finish?
Yeah, it's like we're it's like you're getting off a phone call live on on a show.
Yeah,
It's awkward.
true.
Gina, you're here, right? How do you feel about that?
Yep, I'm here.
Do you feel like people should announce it, or do you think people should just dip out and hit mute, or what?
Just like you said, well, I don't need no formal announcement like you're exiting the airport. Like you don't need, no one needs to announce their departure, especially if it's like a heated topic or you have a special guest on and you're like, oh, hold on a second, I gotta say that I gotta go. No, we don't need any of that. But group chat, yeah. But depending on the situation, right? Because sometimes things just happen and like that's the last thing on your mind, like whether it be a family emergency or a medical emergency. So yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. So, what did you guys think of tonight's episode? Are we talking like a Tom Cruise episode,
They're
or
not
no?
none this season's not a Tom Cruise season.
Oh, the whole season. So, were you not entertained, Gina, on a scale of 1 to 100? Because I think that's what Joan used tonight. What percentage would you give tonight's episode? With 0 being the worst episode you've ever seen, with 100 being the best episode you've ever seen. How do you feel that tonight's episode landed?
I'm gonna give it a 10%.
Oh my God, that's low. All right, Shabooty, how did you feel?
Okay, I'll say, well, I'm going to compare it to last week, and we kind of panned last week. So last week, I'll say 5%, but this week, I'll go like 45%.
Okay, yeah, I'm more into like the 50-55. It was okay. There were parts where I noticed that I was texting when people texted me back or whatever, and I was like doing other things. So when I catch myself doing that, I do know the show is not as good. There are like the part one of the tell-all when Rob was getting shit thrown at him and stuff. I didn't text nobody during that. Like I was thoroughly entertained from start to finish. I didn't have time. Like I didn't look at my phone. I was just like tweeting and watching. So yeah, I caught myself texting people back from earlier, and yeah, that's how I know I was bored.
True. Let's just jump into the people to talk about. But like for one, so as far as Jade, so we knew her on like social media, like we knew her Instagram profile, and I will say I found her more attractive on the show than even on her like Instagram profile.
So did I.
Yeah, she's hot.
So did I. She's so hot. I was so confused because I was like, so she was with Mark. Why? And I was like, oh, he bought her a Beamer because I was like, she's so out of his league. And then the story that she's telling, she's like, yeah, he was just cheating on me, texting other girls right in front of me. I was like, Mark is not like in the league of to be a douchebag to hot girls, right? Like I feel like he's so ridiculous the way he treats girls. I'm not saying Mina's not hot, but Jade was like up there. Like he did that was way out of his league. So the fact that he was cheating on her and inviting other girls to Martha's Vineyard while she's laying in the bed with him, that blew
Mhm.
my mind. Right? My mind was completely blown.
I don't think Mina knew what Martha's Vineyard was.
Oh, what did she not know that it's like a winery? Like, what did you think she thought it was?
I don't think she knew. I think she thought maybe it was like a restaurant or something. That's why she didn't make a big deal out of it.
Oh, it's like a super, super expensive wine.
Oh,
Yeah,
I know it is. I
she
know
should.
it
Yeah,
is.
you're right. She should have been very offended because you
Mhm.
bought this chick a BMW, and you just taking other chicks to Martha's Vineyard, and since Mina got there, I haven't seen him really spend any money on her at all. So yeah, she should have been very bothered by that. Like, oh, you can buy her a BMW, you can take this chick to Martha's Vineyard, but when I get here, you take me to the gas station. You know, like what's the deal? You know, like what's the deal?
Mhm. But you know, I mean, I was like, it's hard to go backwards, but yeah, I thought she was way out of his league, and she came across really well too. Like she sounded smart.
Yeah, Yeah, you're right. She looked like a ditzy, dumb, hot chick, but she was well spoken. She was articulate. Her wig was on point. Her makeup was on point. She looked way younger than she did on social media. Like she looked so good. I was like, damn, Mark really did. Because that's what Diane tried to say. She was like, this was the one that got away. This is the girl that he really wanted to be with. I believe it. I believe that. That's the type of girl you don't fumble on the play. And I think Mark fumbled on the play.
Oh, no, did you notice she had braces?
I did. And you know what adult braces mean, right?
What?
Money. Money.
Yeah.
Yeah, anytime you run into an adult and they got braces, they got money.
Mm.
That's one thing that I learned. I started hanging out with a bunch of rich people and they all had braces. And I was like, why do y'all have braces so late in life? They're like, oh, because we have new money. They're like, when we were younger, we couldn't afford this. They're like, we all have new money now. So yeah, that's why you see braces. And I was like, I get it. That makes so much sense.
Yeah. And then should we go to any other should we go to a different couple to talk about or
Well, it just for the Jade thing, there wasn't really any overlap because remember we were talking about overlap where we thought Mark was still trying to get with her after, and also Mark lied. Mark said that he dumped her when she dumped him, but that's typically when you end a relationship, people usually want the upper hand and they're gonna say that they ended the relationship even if they didn't, because it's like when you leave a job and you got fired, you don't want to tell people you got fired. You want to tell people you quit because it's just like in a relationship. If you got dumped, that's more embarrassing if you're the one that broke up. So I wasn't surprised that he lied about that part. Most people do. Whenever people say that, oh yeah, I was in a long-term relationship, but I broke it off with that person, you need to double check because it's usually the other way around.
true? But yeah, I'll give you got to give Mark credit. He always has a what's the word like he has like a what's it called when you have like a stable? He has a full stable.
A full stable of hot chicks. I
Yeah.
mean, I wouldn't go and say that Mina is like welcomed in the stable, but he could have done worse, right? Like he could have done much worse. Like she's not A1, but she's not like the worst of the worst. But yeah, I'm very surprised at how he's able to get like how much money do pilots make? Because I was like, how is he able to get just bag all these young hot chicks? Like it's kind of impressive. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, if we ever find Triple X Beast, we'll have to ask him.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right. I think he is a pilot. I'm beginning to think that now that I see how Mark is balling and
Mhm.
he's going to strip clubs and he's leaving with the girls from the strip club. I think he is. I think he is.
True. I'm just going through my live tweets to well, I mean, well, that explains why he bought our Beamer because she's hot and all that. But
Well, yeah, when you are a sugar daddy and you get a girl that you know shouldn't be with you, you got to shower her with gifts because you're not the only person that has money. So buying her a Beamer, he thought was securing her to stay, which it wasn't. She still left. But, she didn't want to leave Florida to move to Boston. A lot of people don't, right? Like if you live in Florida, you don't want to go move to Boston. I totally get it. The weather sucks compared to
I heard there's allegedly a lot of racist people in Boss.
There is. I don't know if I could tell what nationality Jade was. Could
Hmm.
you tell? I couldn't really tell. I was like,
She's originally from Haiti.
okay, because I was like, she looked very exotic, but I couldn't like narrow it down. Like, she's not a black girl, she's not an Asian girl, she didn't look Puerto Rican. I was like, I'm trying to narrow it down. I was like, I'm just gonna call her hot. Because I couldn't narrow it down. She was just hot. I was like, I don't really know, but she's hot.
But she looked half Asian, half like
No, right?
um, she,
Nothing was very concrete. It didn't look
she
like.
looked. She reminded me of a young. I'm probably going to age myself, but Karuma what's her name? Who was married to Russell Simmons?
Oh, you're talking
Uh,
about Kamora Lee Simmons.
yes,
She kind of did. Now that you're saying that, Kamora Lee Simmons is a very beautiful woman, by the way.
yes,
Very,
no
very,
doubt about that.
very, very, very beautiful woman. Yeah. So yeah, I totally see that, and I think Kamora Lee was mixed with two different nationalities. If I'm not,
I think she was Black and Eve, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. If I'm
Yeah,
not
she was Japanese. Yeah, she was half
yeah,
Japanese, half black.
and she was. Oh my god. If you're gonna make a beautiful race, that's what it is. That she was gorgeous. I don't want to say what she
Mm,
is. She still is.
yeah.
True. All right, can we go to Maddie and Stevie or whatever?
Oh yeah. So tonight was their little reproposal. How did y'all feel about the reproposal tonight?
So my tweets were kind of basically the part when he, proposed to her and then she said yes. Basically, my tweets were saying that his reaction was so like subdued. It was like he was as if he was picking his own ass.
It looked very like we're doing this for the cameras.
Hmm.
It didn't look very sincere to me. It looked like the producer said you're gonna do a
It
reproposal, you know?
seemed very like self-conscious, like he didn't get lost in the moment.
Oh no. I didn't feel that at all. It was very like we're gonna start filming, you're gonna do this, and he was doing what they asked him to do. That's what I got. Like there was no real like vibe to it. He was just like they needed to film this and get it over with, and that was what he was doing.
Yeah, and then it seemed like I guess so. Were there people? There were. It was at the beach, right? So then there's people that were onlookers that were all cheering for him, right?
Yeah, there's like random people on the beach that were, like if you're at a restaurant and you see it and you start clapping, they were like cheering them on. I was just wondering though, because he said that he knows nobody in the US. So do you think the producers are the ones who set up that little presentation? So like if you don't know anyone,
Hmm.
who's gonna go there ahead of time and set that up? It had to be the producers, right?
Of
Yeah,
course.
yeah, the producers, yeah.
Because he don't know nobody. Like I was like, because who? I mean, you could call it a hotel or whatever and ask them to put rose petals on the bed or whatever, but it's gonna cost you, you know. So I was like, but they were at a beach. Who would you call that runs a beach? You know. So I was like, obviously the producers did that.
And obviously the producers are the ones that vetted for him to take her to that specific town or whatever.
Yeah. They picked the spot. Knowing him, he would have did it right in the living room. Like he's not very creative. It didn't look like he wanted to put any effort into it at all. He was very like, let's get this over with. So yeah, they probably picked the venue. They probably bought everything. They did the lettering. They did everything just to make it look more sincere. Because honestly, he didn't really feel like he was feeling it anyway.
I mean, I hate to start shitting on him, but he has a personality of like a rice cake.
He does. He does.
Hmm.
You know who else had a really rice cakey personality? You just recently posted his photo. It was Mohammed from
Oh
Even
yeah.
Mohammed. He had like
At least, at
no
least,
person.
at least Muhammad had a funny voice.
That was the only thing that made him entertaining, though. Like his voice was hilarious. He had no conversation, no personality. He couldn't hold any type of intellectual conversation. But the only thing funny was when he did speak, he sounded like a South Park character. That was the only thing that made it work. Because I
Well,
was like,
he sounded like Stuart from like Mad TV, like, I don't
oh
wanna.
my God, Stuart. Yeah. Look what I can do. Oh my God. I remember Stuart. Yeah, that's exactly
Oh,
what he sounded like.
Stewie.
You remember Stuart?
Yes. And his
Yeah, that's
diaper and his mom, like, no.
yes. Yes. He was like 6 feet tall, but he acted like he was 4. Oh my God, yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, Mahdi, it's funny because he's a good looking guy, no personality, and that's kind of how it goes, right? God has a really good sense of humor. He
Mhm.
makes really beautiful people, and then he makes them either really stupid or really boring, or he puts Britney Spears in that body and then makes her voice really really weak. God has a really strange sense of humor, right? Like, or he makes a really really strange. What was that girl's name? Susan Boyle, I think her name was. He'll put a really big voice in somebody that's not good on the eyes. That's how I feel like Mahdi fits in. He's like he looks great, but there's nothing else coming in the package, right? Like there's nothing there.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to keep talking about him because if I keep talking about him, I'm gonna keep shitting on him. So let's
I
keep it.
mean, it's all true though, right? It's all true. I thought it was weird that he had no more doubts about staying here this week. That's how I know it's all bullshit. Because all the last episodes, he's like, I don't know. But then today, it was all about he was ready to get married. So, but yeah,
Yeah. Like I don't want to get into specifics, but as for like the way he acts like on social media, he's like a smart ass is all I'm gonna say.
is he? See, I don't interact with him on social media, so I didn't. So really,
But I don't want to it's something I don't want to like I don't want to like elaborate because it's like it would I don't this is a long story, but I don't want to get into it. But yeah, he's
well,
kind
we can save it for Friday, right? Well, we have more time on Fridays,
of
so if we want to dig deep into what he did and why he's such a smart ass, we can do that on Friday.
true. All right, let's see. Let's go to a different subject or topic.
Oh, our favorite throuple was back. Megin, Juan, and Jessica.
Mhm.
So they were back this week, and they were Oh, one was Mr. Mom, Mr. Dad tonight, and he made soup slash macaroni and cheese, which looked so nasty, right? Like it looked so nasty. But I
Well,
guess
I'm trying when he was making it though, because normally, well, when a regular person like a read directions makes like mac and cheese, it's like you boil the noodles, whatever, and then you like strain it, get all the water out, and then when it's just like the noodles, then you put the sauce shit on it. But he put the sauce shit while all the water was in the noodles, right?
yeah, he didn't drain it, and
Yeah.
I don't know if he like was boiling it still and then put the sauce in there while it was boiling. I don't know. They didn't show all that, but yeah, he didn't drain it, and it was just soup. It was soupy nasty. And it's funny because the kids were like, "Can you bring me some pizza?" And I was like, I feel bad for these kids
Mhm.
because first of all, macaroni and cheese is like not dinner. But they didn't even that they couldn't even have that, right? They were just like, now we can't eat nothing. So I was like, damn, you gotta bring these kids some Little Caesars or something.
I mean, he should have. What's the name of Jessica? Right, Jessica should have bought him those like mac and cheeses where
Oh,
literally
in the cup. Yeah.
it's
You
in the
just
cup
add the
and just
water.
put water and microwave it and then put the sauce on or the packet and then stir it, right?
But yeah,
He would probably still screw it up.
yeah, I was about
Probably.
to say this man lived on a cruise ship and everything is already cooked. There's like nothing but buffets and stuff on the cruise ship. So he probably doesn't have like basic cooking skills. Usually, a single man has to have like pretty basic cooking skills because there's nobody cooking for him. So he has to have like at least three or four things that he can make
You
Mhm.
can't
perfectly.
tell me the man can't fry eggs and cook toast and like make toast in the toaster or a grilled cheese
What
sandwich.
country? What country is he from again?
Why is Colombia coming out? Wait, let me look. Let me look.
Well, if it is Colombia, well, like what would be like an easy Colombian dish he could make?
And or beans and rice. Like,
Like,
you got to know how to make rice if you're Hispanic.
yeah, I don't know, but either way, he should be able to make his own country. Like if he's Colombian, he should be able to make at least one Colombian dish. You would think.
Yeah, he's from Cali, Colombia.
Yeah, he probably only knows how to cook cocaine. Oh,
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 well, you can't feed the kids that,
no.
unfortunately. You can make a lot of money feeding it to other people though, but you can't feed the kids that. But yeah, we watched them try to make macaroni, and I think what's funny because everybody was tweeting tonight, they were like, "This is a sex education ad or like a birth control ad where guys think sex is fun and it's all fun and games, and you go from being like a playboy on a cruise ship, living your best life as a bartender, hitting every girl on the ship every other night, to now you're holding a baby in one arm, cooking soupy macaroni in the other. Like this is your life. Like you don't really need to put condoms in the commercial. You just need to show that scene, and then guys will realize this is really serious. I gotta wrap it up, right? Like I gotta wrap it. This is serious. I gotta wrap this up.
Yeah, and then I made a tweet, but it's a reference. It probably went over most people's heads because it was a Black Mirror reference. But Megan, when she said "I'll ruin your life," it reminded me of Verity Green off the new season of Black Mirror.
Wait, which episode was that?
That was the one. I don't want to spoil the episode of the new season, but it was the one where the one girl was working at like a food type place, like the equivalent of like Nabisco or something. And then this one new girl
Oh
gets,
my god! Oh my god! I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. The girl that she went to school with.
yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, yeah. I remember that.
That's why
Yeah.
when Megan said "I'll ruin your life," I was like, "This is given Verity Green."
It actually was. That's actually perfect. But yeah, if you didn't watch this season of Black Mirror, you're not gonna understand it. But it's basically that same thing. The fact that she's still threatening him. And fun fact, right? So Megan is married. That guy that was on the show tonight is her husband. He's also a police officer. And it's funny that she was making threats to his life with her cop husband 2 inches away from her. So it's like, yeah, go on TV, threaten someone's life, and then have a cop present when you do it. It doesn't seem smart, but she did it.
I think that's like one of those situations where I think it's a situation where there, like storyline wise, there's really like nothing going on. You're trying to be like interesting, so then it's like, oh, let me just like threaten your life because at least it'll be a topic for people to talk about on a podcast now.
No, it's true. There's nothing going on. Megin has said a lot of times online that her and Juan are fine. They get along fine. And, you have to remember, they've been married for over a year. So they've had a lot. And when this was filmed, this was before the wedding. I believe the wedding is going to be on like the last episode. So you have to think like this was like almost 2 years ago, a year and a half ago when this happened. So there wasn't anything going on. They were just creating this animosity or tension between the two of them, which people keep misreading as Megin is trying to get banged by one, but she's not. She's actually happily married to her husband. But the way that the storyline is set up, a lot of people are misreading it. They're like, "Oh, she just wants some. She just wants some," but it's not. It's actually not that.
What did you think? I know this isn't like shocking or anything, but what did you think of the fact that they had to drive 45 minutes to like a bowling alley?
I mean, it's stupid, but then okay, so I was having this conversation with somebody on Twitter tonight because I was like, "Damn, they went to a bowling alley." I don't know the last time I went to a bowling alley. I was probably a kid, and then somebody was like, "You should have a bowling alley near you." And then I started thinking about it, and I was like, "I don't think I do." And I was like, "I would have to probably go all the way to International Drive to go to bowling alley." So I was like, "That's probably 40-30 minutes away." And I was like, maybe there's just no bowling alleys. Because I was like, 'cause online, I was like, that's crazy. Nobody should have to drive that far. And then people were saying to me online, like, I'd have to drive that far. There's not a lot of skating rinks and bowling alleys anymore. But is there a skating rink or a bowling alley anywhere near your house?
I know it. I'm like without looking, I know it'd be closer than 45 minutes.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
me too.
Oh, so it's just me. Okay. But you know what
Yeah.
though? I could be 100% wrong because I haven't looked for a bowling alley. You know what? Let's do a Google search right
I
now.
mean, okay, I could do. I'm gonna do one too and see like where the
Me
close.
Yeah, I'm
too.
gonna do a Google. I'm gonna do one. Bowling alleys near me.
Yeah.
And all right, 16.2 miles.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, no, there's one 13.
Oh, I'm literally a mile away from one.
See, that's crazy. All
Yeah.
right, so let me get direct driving directions. So, okay, no, it would take me 25 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's not bad. And actually, where is this? Oh, I know exactly where this is. I know exactly where this is.
Okay, so if we cap it at 7 miles, right? I'm within 4 bowling alleys.
Really?
Yeah.
The
I have
closest?
one about 3 miles away.
My closest is 1 mile, but then I'm within like 6 miles of four different ones.
Oh,
But
y'all are close. The closest one to me is 12.8 miles, and the next one is 13.5, and the next one is 16.2.
the funny part is like I didn't even realize I'm not gonna get into specifics, but I didn't even realize that there was this new bowling. I don't know if it's new, but there's this whole bowling alley near me that I didn't even know existed.
I mean, we have like all of those, those like main events and Dave and Buster. Like we have all of those, but they're like all over, in the International Drive area, like over there. So, but like, wait, what did that say? My bad. Someone's texting me.
Okay. So yeah, if you live 45 minutes away from bowling alley, I feel bad for you because I could apparently walk to one a mile away if I wanted to. No way.
Well, I'm 25 minutes away. That's not too bad. Everything here is about 25, 35 minutes away. Like that's just how the city and state is set up. So I know when I lived in Louisiana, everything was really close. Like 5 or 10 minutes was far in the car. Like that was far. And even Ohio, like 20 minutes in the car, that was like really far. Like nobody commuted that far to anything.
Well, it was funny. I was telling Shabooty earlier that I have about 5 dispensaries within a 2 mile radius, and most of them deliver.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Fun fact, that's illegal where I live.
That's legal where I live.
It's illegal where I live.
No, it's legal where I live. Even Snoop Dogg has a house here.
Does it?
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen him there?
I've seen him in concert, yeah.
Oh yeah, I've seen him in concert. But I mean, have you seen him like around?
No, because I don't venture into that. Like, I don't do that anymore.
Wait, what do you mean? What do you don't do? What do you not do specifically?
I don't partake in any 420 activities anymore.
Oh, I thought you meant like I don't bang rappers anymore. Because I was like,
No,
what do you
no,
mean you don't?
no,
I was like, what do you not do? Do you not like hang out by buses and bang rappers? Like, what do you mean you don't do it anymore? I'm confused.
no, no, I don't.
It's so I
My
wasn't judging you. I have friends.
yes.
No, Gina, I have friends
I'm
that
kidding.
were girls that are girls, and they used to hang out around concert venues, and they would bang rappers, and they did, and I didn't judge them.
Oh, I know plenty of them too, but no, thank
And
you.
also, not just rappers, like singers and boy banders, they banged them all. I know a girl that's banged everybody. I'm not gonna say her name. I'm not gonna
That's
say her
fine.
name.
Whatever floats your boat, honey. But I don't want to be another Lauren carrying an STD. Thank you. No, thank
I mean,
you.
if you get knocked up by the right one, you could be living your best life. I'm just saying. You could
I
be
could be living my best life if it was a soccer player. Like, I'll just say that. A European soccer
yeah,
player.
I do know that them soccer players make more than the NBA players. I learned that. I didn't that's crazy. The salary of like a Messi or whatever, that's crazy. You need to get knocked up. I wish I could get knocked up. Messi can knock me up.
Speaking of, can I crowbar in a non-90-day thing? Speaking of
I feel
messy,
like we're already off 90 days. So yeah.
That's how boring the
did
episode
you watch
was. Hence my
Did you watch Love After
10%.
Lockup? The
Oh,
new
I
Love.
watched Love After Lockup on Friday. Yes. Actually, I watched it last night. Yeah.
Okay, and then it was the scene with fuck. Now I'm forgetting names, but the guy, like it was the last scene of the show. It was like that one chick that's a catfish.
Julius.
Yeah, Julius, and then the other chick was a catfish.
I don't remember her name, but Julius is the guy with the braids and the face tattoos.
Yeah, and then the other chick, and then she was all like, she's like, "Oh, I got a runny nose. I'm leaking from both ends."
Yeah, I remember that. And I was eating at the time, and I was like, you gotta have a trigger warning when you're just gonna be saying nasty stuff like that.
Yeah.
He did her really wrong too. Did you notice when he got to the hotel and he looked at her,
Mhm.
the look on his face was disgust. Did you see it?
And he was like he was immediately on his phone. Oh.
Immediately texting, and she's like, should we get in the pool? And he's like, I am definitely not getting in the water with you. Like, he was hella rude, which I don't know. She did admit that she didn't spend one penny on him. And I do think these guys or girls, when they're in jail, they base the relationship seriousness based on how much money you spend on them. And she did admit she didn't spend one red cent on him, because he was like, what do you think? Why do you think I owe you anything? You haven't even spent any money on me. And I was like, damn, because the show, usually they're like, I spent like 6,000 or 8,000 or 10,000. So he like called her out. He was like, you ain't spent no money on me. Why would I even be nice to you? Like, he called her out.
Yeah, he was not feeling her, but that was probably
It
that
was the
was
catfishing. It was the catfishing. When they show her pictures and they showed her, it was two, I want to say three different people.
Mhm.
Like, to be actually honest with you, it was like three different people. She catfished him. You remember Rebecca catfished Zied? She used those filter pictures that made her look like she was in her 20s when she was really like, I don't know, 36, 37, 38, or whatever. And he had the fake picture of her on his shirt,
Mhm.
because he was using like the catfish picture when he had the shirts made. Like, you can't be catfishing people and using these filters. And I tell people that because when you go out in public, there's no filter for your face in public. You're yourself. So don't be catfishing people and then expecting them to still think that you're the same person, because people don't like feeling like they're dating one person online and a different person in real life. They want to date the same person.
Mhm. But as much as of a mess she is and he is, like, they are entertaining.
Well, yeah, he actually has a whole nother girlfriend on the show, which is insane. Like, yeah, they're very entertaining. The ones that are like two timing, those are usually the more interesting ones.
And I hate, like, and I assume, like, I'm assuming he has a lot of, like, online groupies, I would imagine.
Well, yeah, I think what she said, that he was hotter than Chris Brown, is what she said.
Yeah.
And Gina, do you watch Love After Lockup?
She's in Canada though, so she probably can't watch
Oh, does she not get it?
unless she like finds a bootleg or something. But
Oh, that sucks. Because I wanted to get her opinion, because I actually, when she said that on the show, I asked some of my friends. I took a picture and I was like, "Do you think this guy's hotter than Chris Brown?" Because most girls don't think any guy is hotter than Chris Brown. So I sent the pictures around, and one of the girls said yes. So I was like, okay, that's crazy. I've never heard that before.
Yeah, and I guess Gina's like away from the keyboard, let's say.
Yes, she must be away. Oh, but
No, I'm here. I'm here.
okay, so Monique, you said yes, he is hotter than Chris Brown. Raven said
I don't know
no.
who you're referring to, but
Okay, so grab
I
your
don't find
phone.
Chris Brown attractive.
Grab your well, okay, so that's not gonna work. Most girls I know do. You're like the only girl I know that doesn't. That's weird.
No, I
Google
don't.
Julius Love After Lockup and then tell me what your initial thoughts are. Just to gauge it a little bit.
Now, when you say like Chris Brown, do you want them to just look, do you just want them to like, is the question just like physical, or are they allowed to consider Chris Brown's like dancing ability and his money and his
No, just looks.
oh,
This
just
because this is what she said on the show. I just wanted to take her exact
yeah,
statement.
I just want to make
Absolutely
sure it's
not.
just
No,
No?
no.
Oh, so it's a no from you. But you also said you don't like Chris Brown now.
No.
Well, some girls think that guy's hot. Do you think he's
Well,
hot?
different. What do they say? Different strokes for different folks, or
Are
whatever.
you
Whatever.
not a
How?
are you not a tattoos in the face kind of girl?
No, I am not.
You're not? Okay. Or if you were gonna have a one night stand, do you want them to have the tattoos in the face?
well.
No.
I can we let's ask this for the chat and it brings back the 90 Fiancé. It was the scenes with Sarper and Shekinah's sisters, and then one of the sisters had a boyfriend with a
In
tattoo.
the face. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean I don't have his photo handy, but if anyone has a good memory that's listening live, was that guy hot with the white guy with the tattoo that was with Shekinah's sister face tattoo?
No, I thought it was her brother, her adoptive brother, because he didn't really say much. So
Oh no, that was the boyfriend. Okay, so everyone says no.
We got three no's on that
Yeah,
one.
3-0. So yeah, he's uglier than Julius, I guess, because nobody said yes. So I was really surprised at how very biker
Mhm.
Shekinah's sisters all were. Like, were y'all taken? Like, I was taken off guard at how biker they were because this was Montana girls, right? Like, these are Montana girls. I don't know what I expected,
Mhm.
but none of her sisters were what I expected.
So
They
okay,
didn't.
so yeah, no, they were exactly what you're saying. And then I didn't dive into all of them's lives, and but I did look into the one with like the two-tone hair, like half of her head is like brunette and half of her head is like
Yeah, and she had like the nose ring.
well, no, that's not. There was the other one that had the big note, the nose thing, and then this one though, she just had the hair like that. So then I looked into her. She's like a tattoo artist.
Oh, so
oh,
that actually goes really well with her brand. The way that she looked, she definitely looks like a tattoo artist. So I understand that look. But it's funny that Shekinah's the only normal looking sister because Shekinah doesn't look normal at all. So when I was looking at her sisters, I was like, who would have thought Shekinah's the tamest person in her family? With all the work and shit she's had done, she looked pretty bland compared to the rest of her family, which I thought was crazy.
but
Yeah,
they all have the same facial like structures and features and whatnot if you look closely into
yeah,
them.
they all have like puffed up lips and all that shit.
Yeah, I don't think that they naturally are puffy like that. I think they all get like Shekinah actually is an injector, so she probably injects her sisters for free, right? Isn't that what injectors do? I don't know.
True, but I will say, they're an attractive bunch. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
besmirch.
there wasn't an ugly sister. They just
No,
it was very shocking because when they flew to Montana and I'm looking at the mountains and the bulls, not the bulls, what was it? Moose
horses.
The
horses
goose.
and mooses. I
The
just had this
goose.
weird feeling of what I was gonna see. Y'all ever heard of the show Farmer Wants a Wife? I was thinking of
Mm-hmm.
like some Farmer Wants a Wife girls. So when they showed up in their cowboy hats and their tats and their two-tone hair and their nose rings, I was like, this is so unexpected. For me, I was like, this is crazy. And I was like, they're all hot in their own way. Like everybody had their own style. I was like, they're all hot. And I was like, the weirdest part about all of this, the one that I don't think is hot is Shekinah. Like compared to her sisters, she's not the hot sister. The other sisters were hot for me.
No, you're right. Like compared sitting at the table across from her sisters, like Shekinah was the ugly duckling.
I know. That's what it really caught me off guard because Shekinah's not. She's if she would calm down with the surgery and stuff, she's not an ugly woman. But when she was sitting there and her sisters are all there, I was like, she's the ugly sister. Like, you ever know when you're dating somebody and then you meet their family and then you realize you're dating the ugly family member when you get there? That's what I was like, damn, she's the ugly one. I was like, if he would have, like, met the family first, he could have got one of the cuter sisters. He ended up with the ugly girl.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh, I don't know. The only thing I don't know if this is what I was gonna say, but there was a video on like Instagram where Shekinah was talking, and then for some reason her hairline was all back, and I was like, why does Shekinah has like a Walter Goggins hairline?
Yeah, her hairline was really low tonight or backwards.
Yeah.
She did not look her best, but I think it's because her sisters are so hot. You know, when you're pretty, but you're standing next to like a really, really pretty person and it takes away from your beauty. I feel like that's Shekinah was really robbed tonight.
Mhm.
Like, because if you have siblings that are really hot, you don't typically go to their events with them, because they're gonna take away. You don't want to be the ugly person. So, her with those sisters, I get why she moved so far away. Because if I had brothers or whatever that were so much hotter than me, they got to be like miles away from me at all times because I don't want to be the ugliest dude in the room, right?
Yes. Do you think I should? Because you know me, if I like fancy someone that's featured on the show, sometimes I'll be like, oh, let me try to like post an Instagram story and tag him and see if they notice. You think I should like tag one of the sisters and be like,
Oh yeah, you should
Yes,
tag.
shoot your shot.
You should tag one of the sisters. The sisters are so hot. You should do. You should do it. Maybe the tattoo artist.
the tattooers, I'm gonna like post one of when you take like their post and put it on your story and it tags them.
Yeah, I think you should do that. She's hot. I think that she of all the sisters, she's probably the hottest one.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to holler at her, for purposes of maybe getting her on the podcast, not because yeah.
Well, yeah, so we can
Mm.
ask her questions because, they all supposedly grew up very Amish, and that was another thing. I was like, I don't see anything Amish happening right here. Like I was like, so I have a lot of questions. I was like, y'all grew up and off the grid with a generator, with no electricity, with all these Amish people. They don't look anything like that.
Yeah.
So it was like I had questions. So again, that scene for me, it was crazy. That was probably the best scene of the night because I was like, everything else was predictable tonight except that scene. That scene, I was just like,
Mhm.
what the hell? These are the Montana girls? I was like, nobody told me Montana girls look like this. If people knew that, I think more people would go to Montana.
Mhm. And I'm gonna sound like a square when I say this, but it annoys me. Like I like I do, like as far as what I find attractive, yeah. I mean, I'll find like tatted up chicks attractive, but then I'm not really a tattoo guy myself, but I don't mind women with tattoos. But then I get annoyed when like really hot tatted chicks, they're always with a dude with a million tattoos.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right. I mean, I'm not against tattoos. I'm
Mhm.
not like into tattoos. Like it's not a deal breaker if they don't have them. I don't have any tattoos at all. But
Mhm.
like I'm not against them. I do think that too many tattoos and then certain placements of like locations of
Mhm.
tattoos are like weird. Like,
Okay, you know what I hate is like when someone like tattoos their whole butt cheeks.
yeah, I think anything where if somebody fills in like an entire arm or any whole like blackout or fill in, it's really odd to me. Right?
Yeah.
Like I don't mind like a picture or an image or a portrait or whatever. It's weird when people like do like their whole leg or their whole ass or their whole arm. That's just crazy. It's like too much for me. But people can do whatever they want if they love it. But like for me, it might be a little too much.
Yes.
I have 4.
Is your whole butt cheek done?
No, no, but I don't have a tramp stamp either, but I have 2 on my back and 2 on my hips.
True.
Oh, so yeah, not like anything like a full arm sleeve or nothing.
No, that's just tacky.
Oh, so you think a full arm sleeve is tacky?
I don't know. I think on a guy it looks okay. It just depends on what it is exactly,
Oh
right?
my God,
So,
George, read what Amberlee said in the chat.
Amberlee, I have a tramp stamp that says unforgiven. Oh,
Sorry to
do
laugh.
you have
okay.
any regrets?
No regrets, no regrets. I actually like that. I don't mind a tramp stamp on a girl. I don't mind that. You know what's
Because
weird?
it was a phase back in the day to get it like, on your back, but
Well,
I heard
yeah.
with
I've seen tramp stamps on guys, and I think that's really weird. Like it'll be like on their back, and it's like
Does Tim have one?
maybe I wouldn't know. I've never been back there, but maybe I don't know. I feel like that's something he would have, to be honest. I don't know him like that though, and I don't want to, but he might. And oh wait, I have one that says "Do not enter." Wait, Pineapple Girl, are you serious?
I doubt she's serious. But,
Why would you say "Do not enter"? Wouldn't you want one that says "Enter here"?
um,
with an arrow symbol.
Oh yeah, she's kidding. She's kidding.
Oh, okay.
Okay, because I was like, "Do not enter." It should say "Entrance this way," right? Like I don't think it would. That's Tramp Stamp Survivor here. Oh, Coco Puff. So wait, if you're a survivor, does that mean you got it removed, or you just hide it really well? Like, what does that mean specifically?
Because
true.
I heard, and I don't know if it's still true or not. If you have a tramp stamp on your pocket, you couldn't get an epidural if you're to give birth and whatnot. Back in the day when they were popular and stuff. So I don't know if things
Oh,
have changed.
oh, I meant it as a tramp stamp, but as you see, I don't lie, so I couldn't even make it believable. Oh, no, no, no.
True. Do you want to, before we end it, you want to talk to Lana?
Oh, wait, did we talk about Greg?
Oh, I forgot about Greg.
I wanted to talk about Greg's, but wait, before we end it, I want to talk about Greg's outfit choice for his interview tonight.
Oh, I was gonna make a tweet about that, but I just never did.
Yeah, so what did everybody think of his outfit? Because when he said he had the
Oh,
interview, I was under the impression that he was going to go and get ready for the
Hmm.
interview. And don't get me wrong, guys, he's applying for a facilities manager, which is like a janitor. So yeah, you get your hands dirty and there's maintenance and plumbing involved. But still, you still should tuck your shirt in and not wear jeans. Or let's get everybody's opinion. If you're going to a job interview, regardless of what the position is, it's a job. Would you wear what Greg wore to the interview?
no.
If it's a salaried position, he should have wore a suit and a tie and stuff.
That's what I'm saying, right? That's exactly what I'm saying.
Hmm.
Salary or hourly, you need to put your best foot forward to get any job.
Yeah. I mean, even if it's not salary and it's like it's for him, this is like his first job, right? So like I feel like he should have at least tucked his shirt in. If he wasn't gonna wear a tie, he wasn't gonna put on some slacks instead of jeans, tuck your shirt in. He just looked so slouchy and like I don't know. My impression was he didn't care because he knows that deep down his mom will take care of him. So he was like, whether I get this job or not, it doesn't make a difference because Lucille's gonna take care of me. And I feel like that's probably been his mindset this whole time. Because he said, and his friend said in the past that he's had many opportunities and many times to get jobs and have a career, and he just didn't want it. And I was like, so that the way that he dressed showed me that that's still true.
Yeah. And then what did you think of Joan telling his mom she should get out the fucking house more?
That's exactly how I tweeted it, by the way. I was like, can you imagine Greg was like, I hope you weren't offended by her telling you to get the fuck out of your own house. And I was like, how do you not be offended by someone telling you that you should leave your house? Right? Like, what the fuck? Like, the only way you should be able to leave your house or be forced to leave your house is through court order, right? Like, why would anyone tell you that the only person who works, should leave? Like, that's crazy to me. I don't know if it was like a language barrier or producer driven, because Joan doesn't seem like the type to be a nasty, mean person to anybody. So I was like, maybe she didn't know a better way to say it in English, or maybe the producers told her to say it that way on purpose to get
Mhm.
a rise. But I was like, that's crazy. The fact that she said that's if somebody said that to my mom, they would probably get punched in the face. I'm just gonna be honest.
Oh God, yeah. Well, didn't Lucille ask her about it? I think it was all producer driven, as she said,
Yeah,
because
she was like,
she
how are
was
you
just like,
liking
"Oh, you
living
could
here?
tell me anything and how you're feeling and everything." Well, sometimes the truth hurts. Take it out,
Well,
and that's what happened.
yeah, when people say, I want to ask you a question, be honest, then just know I'm probably going to say something that you didn't want me to say. Like, so don't get, like you said, don't get mad when I'm honest when you ask for my honest opinion. Usually my honest opinion is mean or too upfront. So usually I'll give you an opinion that's people friendly. So she did tell her, don't worry, you can tell me anything. Well, that's your bad, because she basically told you, I can't stand looking at you. Like, so that's your bad. You shouldn't have asked for her honest opinion.
True. But and then I'm sorry to backtrack. When he dressed like disheveled to the interview, do you think the producers told him to look shitty or what?
I think that's how that man dresses on a regular basis.
Yeah.
I mean, it would make
Same.
sense. Yeah, it would make sense for producers to tell him to dress like that, but I think that's how he dresses. I think in his opinion, that was casual, or no, that was like dressy.
Mhm.
That was him. A button-up shirt for him is dressy. Oh wait, Joan says she was testing her. Oh, so Joan. Okay, so yeah, she did say that. You're right. Raven Jones said I was testing her to see if she would actually say what was really on her mind. And you test somebody, they might actually pass your test. She did. So that was him not wanting a job. Well, yeah, he doesn't want a job because he's never needed one and never had to have one. So having one, I think, is a turnoff. This man plays video games in the middle of the day, right? His mom does his laundry, and he gets to have sex with his fiance in his mom's house. Why would you change that? Like, nothing about what his life is right now is bad, because why would you want to add a job to that? Everything that he has is perfect. Like, why would you want to? Obviously, I'm from the outside looking in, we think it's horrible, but in his mind, he's hit the jackpot.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
so Coco Puff says, I'm surprised they didn't film him in the car to and from the interview. I'm surprised too, because a lot of people online were like, I don't think he actually went.
mhm.
Because I saw that too. They were like, I need proof that he actually went to the interview because I just don't believe him. And then the way that when he got back and he described it, he's like, I don't really know how it went. They didn't really care, and they had blank stares. People were like, I don't think he actually went. And I can see why they say that, because he doesn't want a job. He probably went to McDonald's and ordered a number 8 and sat there and eat it and came back home. That was my first thought. I was like, he probably didn't even go.
True. It's like 1 a.m. So let's just talk to Lana and end it just because it's getting late.
Yeah, it's getting late, guys, and tomorrow is a big show.
Mhm.
The Last Resort Part 4, and Sophie is going to discuss Rob doing fellatio on dudes. So it's going to be a really crazy show. And Jasmine is going to team up on that, and they're going to come after Rob pretty hard. So we got to get ready for that crazy conversation, because we're Team Rob here on 90 Day Fiance Friday. So we got to get ready to defend Rob tomorrow.
Yeah. Hey, Lana.
Hey guys.
What's good?
Hello, Lana.
Oh, I got a quick little story for you guys before we end.
Oh,
It's gonna be
God.
worth it, I promise.
Sorry about Friday. You didn't jump.
Oh, thank you, Shabooty. I swear I almost cried. I told George, I literally almost cried because I could not get on.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I've been having that problem. I feel like somebody's sabotaging me.
But you're here tonight.
You're here.
Yes.
To share your story.
Yes,
So
I am here. So let me tell you guys this one real quick. So when a new cleaner comes on, they'll send us out there to go check their work, for the first or second time, make sure they're, doing what they're supposed to do. So I'm over at one of the units and I'm checking the work and everything's looking good. Check, check, everything's good. So I get into the bedroom and I'm like, okay, everything looks good. Let me open the drawers, make sure they check those. I open the drawer and one of the guests literally left make your own dick kit.
Oh, one of those mold things.
Yes.
Those plastered things or whatever.
Yes.
Oh, God.
Yes.
Oh, God. It's like a paper mache DIY.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the whole setup. I got to send it to Shabooty, and then maybe he could, because I don't know how to add it to the Zoom, but I know how to send it to him through Instagram. So I just sent it. And if you zoom in, you'll see what it says about, how, to make your own kit.
Hold on, I'll put it into our Patreon. How about that?
Yeah,
So,
it's.
I'm sorry. So they made their own dick mold in the Airbnb?
It looks like it wasn't even used.
Oh, so
everything
maybe
looks like
she
they
bought
never got
it.
to that part.
But
Maybe
was it for like a stag or something? Like...
It from what I can read on when I zoom into it, it's basically you mold a man's penis. You have to do it when the man's erect.
I put it into our Patreon and I'll text it.
Oh,
I'm
gosh.
looking now.
Yes.
Maybe when she bought it and then when she saw what he was working with, she was like, you know what? I'm not even gonna waste my time.
I was thinking the same.
Or here's my theory. Like maybe first of all, do you think the guy bought it or the girl?
I don't know.
Well,
But I know the unit was in a dude's name.
okay, so here my theory is like let's say the guy bought it as almost like a foreplay type of thing, like, hey, this would be fun, we can make a mold my penis. So then he got all hard to do it, and then he got too excited and like blew his load.
True. Or either it was an obsessed ass girl that really likes his thing, so she wanted to do it and he wasn't into it, so he said no.
Oh, see, that's true too. Because I don't think guys like go out thinking of making those. I think women. I don't know. Am I wrong? Is that something that a woman would want to do more than a guy? Because I've never thought about doing that.
Yeah, I've never thought about doing that, and I'm a woman. Never.
That has never crossed my mind.
Never.
Yeah,
if you're gonna get that close to it, then you're gonna be in it. Believe me.
I think you're right. It was a girl that was obsessed with the guy.
Yes.
And he found it to be really like invasive, and you're not making a mold of that.
Yeah, so you could put it all over the internet when you get pissed off at me.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that's what it was.
Yeah, it was the strangest thing to find, though.
So yeah, just to reiterate, so it didn't get used then, right?
No, it looked like it wasn't used. Everything, even right when I read it and realized I didn't even know what the hell it was, number one. So then when I look and I read the can, I was like, oh my God, I went and got gloves immediately because I didn't know if it was used, but the can felt full. Everything, nothing was opened.
Oh, let me read Cocoa Puff's comment. She says, long distance relationship here. I own a mold of my man.
Wow.
What?
Yeah.
So do you use it, Coco? I'm just interested. I mean, is that something that you can put inside of you? I mean, what is that about?
Well, you can always try it yourself,
We should see if Cocoa Puff wants to talk. I'll give her speaking privileges. I don't know if she can, but we'll see. Cocoa Puff, if you want to talk, you could give us your penis story of your man's moldy penis. Just kidding.
So she said it's a long distance relationship. So that makes a little more sense because you can't see each other regularly.
But you've got Bluetooth toys for that now too.
The Cocoa Puff, I asked you to unmute. You just have to unmute, I think, at this point.
Yeah, tell her if she swipes right, it'll give her that option.
Mm-hmm. Then the mute button is on the bottom left too, so can't you just hit unmute there?
Oh, yes. You can just unmute them, right?
I can ask to unmute, but I can't.
Oh, you can ask to unmute. Okay, yeah, that worked. Wait, did she unmute? I think she unmuted and then muted again.
I don't know, but Cocoa Puff, try to hit the mute button on the bottom left, and that should unmute you. If not, we should just keep it moving. But yeah, I've heard of this, like the mold thing. I know on the Howard Stern show, like they do that sometimes. I think they've done it before. Like, I forget what the bit was, but they definitely like did the penis mold before.
I just find it so crazy that if you brought that to your Airbnb, you intended to use that. Why wasn't it used? What went wrong?
Well, good lucky for you, it wasn't used because you'd have to clean up the mess probably.
I know, huh? That's true.
Yeah, that's true. I think they're probably really messy.
Yeah, because it says something about clay and making the mold and all of that. So I guess you literally have to clay the man's thing because it definitely says you have to do it when he's erect.
Yeah. Then how long ago was that? This happened?
Yesterday.
Oh.
Yeah, just yesterday.
Well, then there you go.
That was like breaking penis news.
Friday. Now you have today.
That was in case Zoom cut it off. That was breaking cock news. Anyway.
Yeah, that was very cocky.
That was a first time find right there. First time find.
You need to put all these in your journal.
Right?
I guess this podcast is like your leftover penis journal. I don't know.
Yeah, because I always find the strangest shit.
It's your
You
left.
know?
It's like your leftover penile paraphernalia journal, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it was. Or either like George said, it wasn't worth the size. It wasn't worth making.
I think I found it. It's $30.98 at Walmart.
What?
Oh God.
I'm
Big
To make
gonna,
a
spenders.
yeah,
It's $30 to make a penis.
I'm gonna send it to the group
I
chat.
think it's called Lona Willy.
Oh, this one is called Clona Willy, but it's pretty much the same thing.
Oh, maybe yeah, same difference.
But guys,
just-
what I'm asking is that when you make that can be entered inside of a woman.
After it's a hard rubbery thing, yeah.
Oh wow,
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, isn't that crazy?
man! I swear I would have made one of my husband because I loved his shit. You know.
Damn, you would have ran out of materials for your husbands.
I
Yeah,
would have
you would,
definitely made one because I would have had a piece of him forever. Damn it!
you'd
That
have
was
to
a good
get
idea. I never thought of it.
the Magnum size one or whatever. So
Yeah. Oh, my Canadian girlfriend Jenny's here.
hey, Jenny.
Hey, Jenny.
Oh, let's.
Oh wait, it says that Cocoa Puff is unmuted now.
Oh, hey, Coco Puff.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
There you are.
Yes.
Oh, hello, everyone.
Hey, Coco
Howdy.
Puff.
Hello. Yeah, so I'm in a long distance relationship and it gets tough. It gets tough, and you can try to mix things up. I mean, there's eventually phone sex will only get you so far, video sex, So we took it to the next level, and it was stuck his junk in a tube and it hardens, and
So-
it's just like you're saying, Lana. I use it and it helps for video chat and
You
Coco
said
Puff,
you
Coco
said
Puff, we got to take it step by step.
yeah, right. Like so, you said that you
you
took it to
keep
the
saying
next
it's
level.
1 a.m. Shabooty.
Now all of a sudden,
Are
I
you
got
guys? Are you
Now
guys
they're
talking about
intrigued.
the? Are you talking about the Clona Willy?
yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I've used one before.
Oh.
Oh, of course.
And so, okay, good. So let's get into this. So, Coco Puff, you said that we took it to the next level. Who initiated this conversation? Like, did you both talk about it, or did one of you think of this, or like, how did this come about?
Uh, I think initially we both talked about it because we talked about many ways of like sprucing things up, and eventually I just Amazoned it to his house,
Mhm.
and
Let's go through the actual like creation process step by step. Get the
Yes, I want to
Give
know.
me
like in
steps.
bed, and then so you
I
got to
mean,
make
mind
it
you, this was a
hard.
couple years ago.
Do
So,
you still have it?
oh yeah. I mean, I have.
So go through go through like
I've had others of it too.
go through
Wow.
can you go through the literal process of making it like so you stir the materials, get the paste all going, then you got to get him hard, then you got to shove it over his dong.
Well, I wasn't with him when he did it.
Oh, I thought it was like a couple's
It was
experience.
just that. Well, it should be, but I wasn't able to see him for nearly 6 months. So it was like a thing. He did it and then he sent it to me.
Okay, well let's
So to me, that was a lot of build up and excitement too. That like
Mhm.
him doing it, it coming, me seeing it, like unboxing it, and
And you
it was
analyze
Wow.
you analyze how veiny it was.
well,
Just kidding.
no.
Well, let's ask
I
Jenny.
mean, there was other parts of it that like
Mhm.
you didn't notice it in the flesh, and then when now
Yeah.
you're like looking at it and not necessarily wanting to analyze it, but when it came in, it was a new toy. You're like, all right.
Let's ask Jenny. Jenny, when you
I mean,
had
it didn't have any extra skin or anything.
yeah. Jenny, when you did it, did you do it with the guy or did he just make it and send it to you?
So I was doing it as a joke with my guy at the time because I saw my girlfriend do it with her long distance boyfriend, and she filmed every step along the way. So she showed me. So they did it together, and they both like mixed up the first part of the solution, they poured into the tube, and then you have to get the guy really hard. So he was going down on her while he was trying to get as hard as possible, stick his dick in the tube and stay hard. So he's like going down on her on the kitchen counter while he's on the floor trying to keep his dick hard while it sets. And then
Wow.
you take it out, and then you mix in the second solution and you pour that into the mold. And then if you want, you can also add a vibrator at this step so that it kind of seals everything together, and it comes out so realistic. Every bump, every vein, every curve, every
Wow.
hair, incredibly realistic.
Like,
Man.
how long does the guy have to be hard for the creation process?
Probably like 20 seconds.
Oh, I was worried he had
Oh.
like 10 minutes or something.
Yeah, the
But
way
I
you described it, it seemed like it was like 30 minutes.
No, but I think like as a guy, I imagine when you have a hard on and then you stick your dick into some cold goo, it might go soft real fast.
You know, that's what I was worried. I was like, if you had to stick it in there for 5 minutes to stay hard, that'd be kind of weird.
Yeah.
How does it feel though?
The actual dildo?
Yes.
Mine failed, but I saw hers and it feels exactly like any other like really good human grade dildo.
But what do you mean
Wow.
yours failed?
Yeah, what does that mean?
All the
Did
solution
it just
and
like
the mixing,
lean over to the side?
it didn't even harden, it just flopped out.
Oh God.
Just like the guy.
Just like the guy.
Jenny, it would have been funny if you did the like clone a willy for the guy with the like whale hole penis.
Oh my God. You know what? I should have been like, I need to keep this so that I can share this story to many, many people in the future.
Yeah, you could have done a deal with like jackandjill.com and they would have mastered that.
That's so interesting.
It's very interesting. I didn't even think about all of that. I'm glad I told you guys because when I seen it, I just thought, what the freak
Yeah,
is this?
you just opened a can of worms, Lana.
Yes. I was like, what the hell? Build a dick? What the hell is this shit?
This turned into Clone a Willy Central.
Yeah, and the fact that there was people in here that are very versed in the conversation.
Right. I love it.
It's so cool because something that sounds foreign to you, there's people right around you that know exactly.
I wonder if
you girls taught me some shit today. You guys taught me some stuff.
Yeah, I feel like Jenny could definitely do like a she could do like a Love Line type show.
Oh yeah, I remember that show. That show was so good.
Call me Miss Cleo.
No, but Jenny, you should do like a sex podcast or something.
I was gonna say, what was that older white lady?
Oh yeah, she would be good at that, Shabooty.
Sue Johnson or what?
Yeah,
was that her?
She was like the older white lady, and she did like the sex podcast or show or whatever. You should do that show.
What would I say?
Every time we don't know something, you explain it to us.
Yes.
I feel like people could use your knowledge so people aren't making mistakes, right?
Oh, like okay, so my very, very first boyfriend had this trick where he could come without coming.
I don't even know what that means.
I don't either.
Like he would hold a specific place. I don't know if it's on his balls or on his dick or somewhere right as he's coming. So he gets the feeling of the coming without the actual mess.
Wow.
What?
Oh.
Then what's the purpose of that?
So that you don't have to clean up.
And she can't get pregnant.
Wait, so
right?
did he mainly do that during masturbation or what?
No, we used to do it during sex all the time.
You sure he wasn't a Gabe?
No, we were just 15.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
This is weird. So were you freaked out by the idea of like him coming, so you didn't want him to? Was that what it was?
No, not at all. He was just like, look at this trick that I can do. And I was like, oh, that's cool. And then I just thought everybody can do it.
No, everyone can do that. That's weird. That's crazy.
Yes.
That's the same guy that I accidentally circumcised that I mentioned to you guys before.
You never told us that story though yet.
Oh my God. Okay, let me look here real quick right now. So This is the guy. I met him on AsianAvenue.com when I was
Oh
15.
gosh.
And, I was living in like a small suburban town. He lived in like a more hood part of town. I'm a little Asian girl in a very white town, and he's an Asian guy in a black town.
Oh, so it's like West
Wow.
Side Story. It's like West
So it was
Side
like
Story.
Yeah.
automatically he's the cooler immigrant in my eyes, right? So this is in like early 2001. We decided to meet up, and he comes to pick me up in his Highlander, and he gets out of the car, and he's 6'3", and he's wearing like matching like basketball hat, jersey, shoelaces kind of thing.
I don't want to sound ignorant, but I didn't know that there were 6'3" Asians.
There are much taller. I dated a 6'7" Asian.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. There's some on the NFL. I mean, NBA.
Can we let Jenny tell her stories?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I didn't know. I'm like learning.
All
So
right,
much.
everyone be quiet. I want to hear this.
Yeah. Okay, so he comes out, and I was like, damn, he looks so fly. I think I was wearing like a Lady Anichi like tracksuit or something. Anyway, very into him. He was my everything. We spent all the time together, and he and his Asian friends like doing white people stuff. They were like, want to go camping? And I was like, the fuck? Okay. So I went camping with them one night, my very, very first time. We had a tent, I think 2 tents and a fire in the middle. And we got really high. Somebody brought weed, and I was really young. So getting really high was like a very big feeling. And so we're having sex in the tent, and I'm lying on my back, and like because of the weed, I'm feeling a lot of some, but I'm not feeling a lot of others. Like you don't feel the cold, you don't feel discomfort, you know what I mean? And so I kind of feel something wet on my back, like some rainwater got in or something a little sticky. So I was like, oh, it's weird. So I couldn't take it anymore. So I turned a light on. It's blood.
Ooh.
Just dark blood. And he was like, yo, what? I'm like, what the? So we're screaming, and immediately I'm thinking, holy fuck, the bears. We got to get out of here. The bears are going to come. So I'm just like looking around, trying to get the tissues and like round up this puddle of blood. And there was like a little speck of like what looked like skin that was in there. So anyway, we later realized, so he's uncircumcised. And the little tiny bit of skin that connects the top of your foreskin to the top of the mushroom part of your head,
Right.
if that were to get pulled down very quickly, that's what happened. It ripped.
Oh.
Oh my God.
So his foreskin was just hanging out, dangling at the bottom of his dick.
Wait, I
He
have a
was a
question.
virgin, and that was the first time he exploded or something. No.
No, well,
When it initially ripped, he didn't stop immediately and yell in pain or
Well,
anything?
yeah, that was my question. Did it not hurt?
but this is what I'm saying. I think he barely noticed because we're both so high.
On weed?
You know
Yeah.
it's good ones.
Oh.
This was like back in like BC illegal weed.
Okay.
BC means before circumcision?
No. Talking
So,
about my
you turn on the lights or whatever, you got the lights, and then you realize there's blood everywhere, and you ripped his dick. So then what do you do?
Well, and then we cleaned up and went to bed, and then
Well, no,
afterwards,
what do you went to bed? He doesn't
You didn't go to the
hospital?
hospital?
no,
Wow.
I don't get it.
he was like, "Oh, it looks fine. I can just rinse it out."
It looks fine. It's dangling off of his body, and it looks fine.
Oh my
Maybe
God.
he just put it back. I don't. I could not tell you what happened after that because I dated him for years after that. So
Wait.
he must have gotten it fixed.
He didn't. So the next. Okay, let's say at that moment he's high and he's not in pain, and he's like, "Fuck it, I'll deal with it tomorrow." So the next day though, he doesn't go to the hospital, or what? I'm still confused.
That's what I'm thinking. He must have. You're trying to recall memories from 20
Yeah.
years ago, so I don't know.
Maybe he like didn't tell you because he didn't want you turned off or something.
Yeah, maybe.
But wait, okay. So
I-
wait, hold on. Let me just ask one question. Sorry. Okay, even though it's foggy, so whether he went to the hospital or not, after that point in time, did you look at his dick like a week later, and then he had a professionally circumcised penis at that point, or what?
No, it went back to normal.
Oh wow.
Went back to being uncircumcised.
They stitched it back up, I guess.
Oh,
God.
Wow.
so then he had the anteater back in action.
I guess it was his choice by that point. He could have stitched it back up to become circumcised or slice out the skin and become circumcised.
So
Ugh.
wait, and then you said you dated him years beyond that point,
Yeah, and he was uncircumcised.
the whole time,
Yeah.
and he didn't like rip it again.
No.
Oh, but see, that just shows the power of Jenny. She's like ripping uncircumcised dicks and shit.
Right?
Listen, the Kegels, girls.
See, now do y'all know I like Jenny on the show?
Right.
yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Well,
I
maybe
love
he needs
it.
to go to Toronto. See?
Yeah, she's
I
from
can
the.
see the show already. Let's just ask Jenny.
Yeah, no, if I gotta executive produce that.
Oh my gosh. Can we have like a dating corner or like a sex corner? I would love to be like, I would give advice. Don't look at my own life. It's a mess, but I would give so much advice.
Hmm. No, yeah. Anytime you're on, I'm like, what's it? Like all my you have all my attention. So yeah, and it's been a while since you were on too. So yeah,
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah. People love. I think there's like some comments in the podcast comment section. They were like, yeah, you got to get. I don't know if they said Jenny or not, but they like you got to get the chick that was talking about that dick. Get her back on there.
Yeah, I read the comments too. Yeah.
Miss you,
I
Jenny.
love it.
You
I
see,
think for me, it's that nobody felt like this was serious. Like that's what's crazy to me. Like if that happened to me, I would like probably faint.
mm-hmm.
So the fact that it happened and nobody thought it was like a big deal is like crazy. And I mean, I get it, you were high, but like still, that's so wild that y'all were just like, all right, let's go to bed. That's crazy.
That's
she
what
gave a good
happens.
Jenny, remind me though with the story. Like you said, you were camping. So like, but like, how far away from like civilization were you?
No, we weren't that far, only like a couple hours away, but we were all like 17.
But
Yeah,
you
you
were.
gave a new meaning to I tore that shit up.
Yeah. You literally tore that shit
For
up.
that
Like
shit.
Oh my god. Yeah, we were a little nervous about having sex for a while afterwards.
So just to clarify, this happened during like sex,
Yeah.
not through like any oral or anything.
No.
Okay.
Oh yeah, if you had braces or something.
It's still weird to me because I feel like you would have felt it rip. I don't know. Like this whole thing is blowing my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was probably scared to touch it for a minute again because he probably thought you had razor blades in there somewhere.
I know.
Piranha teeth, pussy, piranha.
I would be so scared. Like I don't know. The whole story is just crazy.
Wait, like wasn't that a scene in the movie Seven where
Isn't that with Brad Pitt? Wait.
yeah, maybe it wasn't like the I don't know. I don't want to. I think it was a gruesome scene. I shouldn't like recant it, but there was some fucked up scene where I don't know. I don't want to get into it now that I know, kind of remember it.
I don't know if I saw that, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
But
Well,
I
it wasn't
do
like no Lorena
sign.
Bobbitt bullshit where she just cut it right off.
I do co-sign getting some teeth inside of vaginas so that we can just chomp any unwanted bits.
Oh well, yeah, I agree. There would be no more taking advantage of women, right?
Yep. Chomp.
You take care of that problem right then and there.
Circumcise you real quick.
True, but yeah, if there's ever a Jenny fan club, I want to be the president.
Right?
Shabooty for president.
Yeah. Well, Jenny's my fan, but I'm her fan. But let me not lather her up. Let me not make her ego too big, though.
Oh, I'm your fan too.
True. All right. This is the fun podcast. At 1 a.m. I was tired. All of a sudden it's like 1:30, you know, it's like
Well, as
shut
soon as you see Jenny's name pop up, you're like, oh,
Yeah.
Jenny's
Yeah,
here.
he was
Gotta
like,
have
something
something
good's coming.
interesting.
Yeah, well, Lana,
Yeah.
Lana had a good intro to the Clone of Willie. But of course I should have known Jenny would have heard of it or experienced it.
Right?
You,
I love it that it all just went together so well.
you know there's a women's version of that now, right?
Ooh.
Well, I know like the professional porn chicks do it, but I didn't know that
Yeah.
there's an amateur version.
There's
I wonder
definitely
if
an
the lonely
at-home.
men all have one.
Oh yeah, an at-home
Oh,
version. You
I've
can
heard.
sell it.
Yeah, I've heard of the woman version of it.
Wow.
Yeah, I've heard of that. Oh, there was a porn star. She passed away, but her name was Jessie Jane.
Oh,
And
I interviewed her before.
no way. Are you serious?
Wow.
Yeah, it's on YouTube, I think.
That's crazy. Yeah, she had one. There was a
Mhm.
mold of hers. It was like a pocket pussy of it or whatever they call that. So
Yeah,
yeah, but
yeah.
So crazy.
So
I
you
can't
can
believe you
make it.
interviewed. I can't believe you
You,
interviewed her.
you
Yeah.
can make it as like you can have the head of the fleshlight that already exists, and you can modify the head of it to be anyone's customized pussy, and you can sell that as your like add-on feature for your OnlyFans.
Oh,
Really?
I wonder if
You know?
Coco has that.
Huh.
Yeah, I
Our
wonder.
Coco.
I
No,
wonder if
Coco.
Jasmine is. I wonder if Jasmine's selling that.
Mm-hmm. She probably will once she's off TV.
Well, I think they're making it a little too easy for people to stay alone.
Mhm.
Yeah, I know,
They're
right?
making all these devices and all this bullshit. I mean, no one needs anybody anymore.
That's
Yeah.
true.
The only thing that is not included is like as Lana's Airbnb that you could destroy.
Yeah, I'm
The
sorry,
Willie.
Lana.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Lana, of all the craziness you have to deal with every day.
Right? It's so funny some of the shit I run into, man. Sometimes I can't believe it myself, you know?
Jenny, did you hear Lana's like used condom story?
Yeah, and then I think I was telling you guys about the used condom stories I had too, and that's awful.
Well, what was
You
your
did?
story?
Well, mine was less that because I was when I first moved to London, England, I was 25, I had nothing, and I ended up moving into a house with like 5 roommates. And the guy sharing my floor and my bathroom was this French guy. And I had a few hours, so I spent a few hours cleaning the bathroom me and him are going to be using. I spent 3 hours cleaning away so much pubic hair.
Oh no.
I was like, how does this guy shed so much pubic hair? I cleaned it. And then I'm sitting in the kitchen. This guy walks in that night. He notices me and he's like, oh, bonsoir. And I was like, your disgusting pubic hair was everywhere. And he's like, oh, sorry. So we never really got along. But a few months into it, he would just bring in a different girl every night. So like a different naked girl running around the first bathroom like every other night. Kind of got just used to it. But we would all have to go to the upstairs bathroom to shower. Only one shower for 5 people in the upstairs. And once I went up there to wash my face. My eyes are groggy. I'm tired. I go, reach in, and then I look over. Right beside my face, as my face is level with the sink, is an open used condom
Oh no.
Oh,
Like on the sink?
on the sink, right beside, not even 2 inches away from my face,
Uh-uh.
not even tied into a ball.
Wow.
oh my God, he's a disgusting pig.
I moved out a week later.
I bet.
That's crazy because that's a shared space. Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
No, I took a picture and reported that guy to the management. I was like, goodbye.
True.
Oh, disgusting.
But you had I'm glad you didn't share that. I'm glad that's a new story for us though.
It is.
It is.
So
But at least I didn't have to clean it up. So Lana, I'm sorry about that.
what's with guys not wanting to dispose of condoms? Like, what's up with that?
Right? Because back in my day, that's not how it was. There was always a little trash can next to the bed or something.
Mm-hmm.
But also
True.
back in our days, people used to flush a used condom, which is terrible.
Wow.
Yeah, they tell you that's an awful thing to do now, but you're right. Back in the day, that's what people thought was the best way to
Yeah.
dispose of it. And
Like at the water treatment plant, don't they have to like fish those out or something?
Yeah.
yeah, they
Yeah.
do. Then imagine that the water that's getting filtered back through, it has someone's used condom in it. So like
Right.
it's
And like rubber doesn't disintegrate into the water, very fast. So
Yeah.
I did have something to say about what George said
Mm-hmm.
about like why do guys feel this like you can just like chuck a used condom like it's just yours, and I kind of feel like it has something to do with when okay, maybe it's just me, when you watch like a disgusting porn,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
but then
Mhm.
like right after you come and you look at it, you're like, ew, that shit's disgusting, I'd never watch that, and you turn it off.
Do women experience that too, or is that just men?
Of course.
oh
Oh,
okay.
I thought that was a guy thing.
Yeah, I know.
No. So I think maybe the whole used condom is like, you did the thing and sex is good and you come, and now you're like, ugh, look at this jizz in a bag. Ugh.
Yeah. No, but that's true with the like at least from a guy's perspective. Yeah, you'll be watching like a porno where you're not even necessarily attracted to like the chick in it. You're just like, I gotta take care of business. Then as soon as you're done, you're like, oh my god, I gotta turn this. You turn it off immediately. Like, what is this disgusting shit?
Exactly. You
Yeah.
watch it, and while you're watching it, you're like, yeah. And you're done. You're like, oh, FBI, it wasn't me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that women experience that too. So I'm just learning shit tonight,
Oh,
guys.
'cause
Right.
Jenny might also have like a brain wired like a man.
Right?
This is true. It's very true.
Yeah, you're no regular chick.
Not like all the other girls.
Yeah, no, yeah, no, I don't know. You got to come back more regularly though.
I know, I will. Now that I'm definitely my healing has been going really well, so I'm almost back to normal physically.
Good.
Oh, that's good news. That's great
I
news.
remember you got your breast done, right?
I wish.
Oh.
No, I got endometriosis surgery.
Oh, wow.
Oh wow.
Yeah. It was a whole thing. They had to like get into my stomach and rearrange my organs, and like, yeah, it was a whole thing.
Oh, wow. Well, I'm glad you're feeling better.
Thank you. I'm just sitting here missing those Dilaudids, whatever they were giving me. I was like, what is this? Hydromorphone? Yeah, 3 more of that.
I hope you're not addicted.
Well, I don't have any more. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
they do that on purpose.
Yeah, they do. Every time I have dental surgery and I run out of those meds, it's a hard day. It's a hard day for me.
True.
Yeah.
I guess we could save it for Friday, but we could talk about Jasmine's like odd bruising on her face.
I know. Ooh.
Yeah, I have a lot of thoughts on that. So yeah, we should probably save
Yeah,
that.
me too.
I have thoughts and theories, so we'll save that for when
And
we have
then
time.
hopefully as far as tomorrow's last resort tell all is it's supposed to be like a good episode. There's gonna be a lot of drama with like Rob and the allegations, and so I think we're gonna. Originally, I was considering like moving it to Tuesday because I can't stay up that late, but I think we're gonna be able to start the live podcast earlier than normal. So if we could start it earlier than normal, then we could hopefully deliver a live podcast tomorrow night.
Yeah, we should be able to start early tomorrow. Because we don't really have to talk about diaries.
Yeah.
Because it's not going to be anything that happened in the last year anyway. So we can just, as soon as the last resort is over, we could go live.
Yeah,
and talk about it.
Yeah, because the reason I got under the weather last week was because we did that like Monday night show super late, and then I like uploaded it that night. Then I was like, oh, I got to at least listen back to it, a little bit of it. So I listened. By the time I went to bed, it's probably like 2:30, and then I had to get up super early. So yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize you did that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it says tomorrow the last resort is only an hour.
True.
So yeah, and it'll be over by 9. So yeah, we can get it done earlier.
Yeah, we should do that. And then Jenny and Lana and obviously Gina. I don't even need to say Gina because that goes without saying. But Jenny and Lana, if you're available tomorrow after Last Resort, you should join us too.
I'll be there.
I will definitely try.
Okay.
It's gonna be a very messy episode, guys.
It is.
They're gonna try to destroy Rob, and we don't like that because we like Rob around these parts. So
Yeah.
I like mess, so they better bring the mess.
oh, there will be mess. There will be. They're going to say there's screenshots and all this proof of how gay this guy is, and which is really crazy to me because Jasmine, the person who's doing it, and Sophie, the person who's doing it, have both admitted to wanting to have sex with women. So the fact that they're shaming him for possibly wanting to have sex with men when they want to have sex with, it's very hypocritical. It's very, very hypocritical.
Yep.
True. All right. Well, I think this is a way better than I was expecting episode, especially with this thunderous ending with all this crazy talk.
I think this was way more fun than the episode itself, right? I had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Always. There's a lot of people that say, "Hey, I stopped watching the show, but I still like listen to your podcast and I still look at your posts, like social media posts, but I don't even watch the show."
Oh, cool. We're like the Cliff Notes. I like that.
You not to ruin this amazing moment with a nerdy reference, similar reference, but like the only thing I can relate to of that is like that. Hopefully, I don't turn Jenny off when I say this, but because I really do care what she thinks. But like, so there's like NBA 2K, the video game, but like lately I haven't played it. But then like occasionally I'll still go on like YouTube and look at like content creators' videos about NBA 2K. So I'll look at the video, but I don't even really play the game much. So it's similar to that's a nerdy version of like not watching 90 Day, but looking at our podcasts and our social media posts.
Yeah, I get that reference though. Sometimes, because a lot of people tell me all the time, they're like, sometimes they want to watch video games, but they don't want to be the one playing it. So I totally understand that.
Yeah. So Jenny, hopefully I didn't just turn you off too bad.
Sports. Sports. I'm hot.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like Jenny is probably a girl that's into sports. I feel like you would be, right?
I have been to 2 NFL stadiums. Tampa Bay and New Orleans, and I've been to 2 baseball games and a few hockey games.
See?
Oh, and lots of basketball.
True.
I figured as much. You seem like the type of girl that likes her sports.
Oh, Jenny,
I do too. I love sports.
Did you see tonight's episode where they went 45 minutes away to bowl?
No, I haven't even seen it yet.
Okay. Oh yeah. You'll see.
She rather come over here and hear all the speak.
Is it worth watching?
No.
I'm not going to bother.
It's nothing is gonna happen that surprise you except the scene with Shekinah and her sisters. If you watch any of it, watch her sister scene because that was the best one.
And of course, it's the last scene of the show.
Yeah. It's not. You're gonna think, oh, it's Shekinah's sisters, and you're gonna think they're gonna look like Shekinah, and they don't. So that's gonna be the best part for you.
You just ruined that for me.
No, I didn't tell her what to expect. I just said it's not gonna be what you're expecting.
It's okay. Yeah. I'm not gonna watch it.
That's funny.
All right. Well, on that note, no. All right. Well, should we end it, George?
Yeah, I think we're gonna end it, guys. It's getting late. It's a school night.
Shabooty, you need to have a hot toddy tonight.
Oh.
Just a nice, good drink with lemon in it and a little brandy, and you're good to go.
Yeah, I need something.
You'll sleep like a baby.
True. All right.
A good Scottish cure.
Yes.
Sounds good. All right. Well, I guess we should end it there, and hopefully we'll hit y'all like after 9 p.m. tomorrow for a live podcast on the Tell All Resort part. What is it? Part 5?
Part 5.
4.
Wow.
Oh, 4.
Okay.
4.
Part 4. My bad. Yeah.
Because there's 5 episodes.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
All right. Well, thank you, everyone, especially our live contributors, for making an amazing episode. I can't wait to listen to the playback tomorrow, and look for it on Apple, Spotify, and then hopefully we'll do another live show tomorrow night. So thank you, everyone, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.
Good night, all.
Good night, guys.